Hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special podcast of The Hindu. I am Vinaya Deshpande Pandit. I head the Maharashtra Bureau for The Hindu here, and today we are going to speak about a shootout that rattled the entire city of Mumbai, the financial capital of the country, which is considered to be a safe place. At a time when Maharashtra is just almost a month away from the elections, the shootout of a high profile NCP Ajit Pawar group leader has rattled not just the people on the streets but also the political leaders. And it definitely is going to have political ramifications as well for the coming elections. Baba Siddique, a renowned figure who was with the Congress for almost 48 years, who was known for his glitzy iftar parties and for his association with Bollywood stars, who was known for his association with real estate in Bandra as well, and his long years as a public servant, was shot down by three assailants in Mumbai at Bandra, right outside his son Zishan Siddiqui's office in Nirmal Nagar. Clearly, that led to a lot of hue and cry, and the opposition said that this was a complete breakdown of law and order machinery in Maharashtra, especially after the incident came just a week after another NCP leader was hacked in Baikala, again in Mumbai. So, on this background, while we will slowly talk about the political ramifications of this case as well, but to talk about whether Mumbai is safe after such incidents that have been reported in the last few days, I have with me to discuss the issue Praveen Dikshit, sir, who was the DGP of Maharashtra. Sir, thank you so much for your valuable time and thank you for speaking to the Hindu. I welcome you on the show. Clearly, several questions are being raised as to how could such a high profile shootout happen in a place like Bandra at a time when festivals are on. Was it intelligence failure? What does the policeman in you say?
Well, as you already gave the details, Baba Siddique was having some threats, and perhaps it seems about 3 weeks ago, he had either received a communication in the form of a telephone or a letter saying that his life is under threat. Now, after having knowing this, and in view of the threat received by him, the security cover for him was upgraded. He was provided three policemen with weapons. At the time of the incident, also, there was a policeman with weapon on his side. And in the midst of it, the assailants, it appears, they were able to reach him very closely, fired at him. One of the bullets pierced through him, went through, and it appears that he died almost instantly. Now, a person who is having a threat, a person who has been provided police protection with a weapon, also needs to follow the guidelines given by the police officers very strictly. For example, the routine that he might be following has to be completely changed in a way it does not become available or it does not become known to the persons who might be keeping watch on him. It is said that the assailants were observing him for almost a period of 25 days, and they were studying his routes, his habits, his vehicle, his positions, what time he comes, what time he goes. So it seems that they were almost having a complete knowledge about him, which makes the job of the assailant rather easy. Secondly, the assailants, it seems, were in such a position that even if they are caught, they are not worried about it. Because after this incident, the at least two assailants were nabbed immediately, Now the police have succeeded in arresting one more from Pune, and the fourth. It seems that there were four persons. The fourth person is still at large, and he also, I'm sure, would be nabbed in no time. A significant feature of all this is that all these assailants, they have come from very distant, remote places, and there is no criminal background available against them. Nobody knows that these are the criminals or they are the shooters or there is some record against him. That is not available. So it appears to be a contract killing. It is I mean, it is an incident in
Is
which
this a
the
signature modus operandi? Does this killing carry the signature modus operandi of a contract killing? And does this
it
link to any particular gangs that you, as
yeah,
you have had your experience as?
it appears to be so. It appears to be so that it is a because these assailants who had come, they were keeping him under observation just to make themselves familiar. Beyond that, nothing personal. They had any, I mean, they did not have any enmity as such, at least as far as the record shows, against Baba Siddique. So they were contracted, and at a cost, they were perhaps, it seems, as per the reports, they were hiring and staying in some odd place near the incident by paying some 14, 15,000 rupees. And the person who was making arrangements for their stay did not disclose their stay or their details with the local police station, which is one of the important requirements in all places, including in Mumbai. But that was not followed. And in a place like Mumbai, if so many persons are coming from outside, one of these persons, he came from Haryana. Another person came from
Okay.
Bahraich in UP. The third person, we don't know, but he also appears to be from UP. So they were all invited to Pune by his person called Praveen Lonkar. And his Lonkar, it seems, had explained them about the plan, what to do, how to do, what to do, when to do, etc. And there is one more person, perhaps that Shiv Shankar or somebody who is still to be nabbed. It seems he has provided them the pistols along with the ammunition, and they were instructed that this is the target, and you have to kill XYZ. That is in this incident. It is Mr. Siddiqui. Now, given this kind of a background, it appears that it is a contract killing. And to know the precise details of such incident, even if you have a say very close persons, unless you are precisely in that gang itself, it is almost impossible. Now, as per the communication which is going around, it looks that this Lawrence Bishnoi gang and this person who is in jail in Ahmedabad, he appears to have given this kind of instructions either to this Shiv Shankar, who is still to be nabbed, or to this Lonkar, who has been now arrested. Now the interrogation will reveal certainly that at whose behest this particular incident was executed, how
So,
it was
but I
executed.
want to ask you one thing. Several people after this shocking incident said that this reminded them of the gangland wars that happened in Mumbai in the 90s, raising questions about the law and order situation, about the efficacy of the Mumbai police. Mumbai police, as we know, is one of the best police forces that the country has. At one point, it was compared to Scotland Yard as well. Now, how do you look at this fear of Mumbai turning into, a gangland war zone again, raising questions about the efficiency of the Mumbai police?
Now, see, there is a difference between what you mentioned about the 90s and other earlier incidents. It appears that this particular gang was very closely related to Delhi NCR, and this gang was operating in places in Delhi NCR, maybe in Haryana or part of the nearby states, and the instructions have come from somewhere else. It is not exactly, I would say, the political murder as such. The person appears to be a political person, but the motive appears to be more of a land related issues, because as you said, Baba Siddique was one of the real estate person also, and he was perhaps in possession of a land piece of very crucial area in Mumbai, and another reputed builder had, it seems, taken or wanted to have possession of that particular area for development. Now, Baba Siddique, maybe because of his political connections, was successful in taking this particular piece of land to himself, which it is said was amounting to crores of rupees. We don't know the exact value of it, but it appears to be so. So it is a feud between two builders. One real estate builder who feels that he was the right owner of it, while the other person says that being a politically connected person, he had managed to take the possession, and it seems that he was almost feeling that he has got a police cover, police protection, and therefore he is safe. My suggestion to all such persons would be that if you know that you are under threat because of your business activity or personal some feud or some other problem, and therefore you have demanded and you have been provided police protection, it is all the more necessary that you should follow the instructions of the police and not expose yourself to such assailants, because
So, in fact, this
whosoever.
was going to be my next question with respect to land mafia nexus. We see that the real estate prices in Mumbai are sky high. Everybody knew that Baba Siddiqui had interest in real estate as well. There were some enmities that came his way through that. In fact, till a few years ago, we also know that the enforcement directorate had issued notice to him with respect to land dealings and SRA redevelopment cases. What you have to say with respect to this whole land gang nexus, particularly with respect to Mumbai and its high stakes real estate value?
Now in Mumbai, you see, land or the cost of the land is even much more than gold, because it has the potential of having the returns in you can say almost unimaginable manners, and therefore everybody is very keen to take possession of the land, and particularly land which is belonging actually to the government but has been occupied by the slum owners. The slum owners have been brought in by the political masters to increase their vote bank, and these persons who have been bringing in such outsiders to stay on this land, they have also noticed that if they have to stay in the business, they have to also ensure that they have a political protection. And by political protection, I mean it is actually the police protection, so that there is no action against them, and they feel that they can do anything and everything. And the police also generally do not take any action in such incidents, and the matter continues. So this kind of a threat will remain when you are say having activities which are actually not really legal, and therefore some kind of a threat or some kind of a assassination attempt because of your business rivalry, if they take place, well, it is almost, you can say, difficult to prevent it.
But sir, do you see this as a law and order failure? The fact that such a shootout could
No,
take
I would
place
not
in
say
a
it's a
in an area like
failure.
Bandra at a
Yes.
festival time, involving a high profile person. If the assailants now say that they had plans of doing it for almost a month now, do you see this as an int failure?
No, as I said, you see, as Baba Siddique himself was aware that he is under threat, he had communicated his threat. He was provided the police protection. Now, beyond that, to expect that the precise information that who is doing this or when it is going to be done, all those things, that cannot be obtained unless and until the gang is penetrated precisely, or you know precisely which is this gang. In fact, if Baba Siddique had disclosed perhaps more details that from whom he is expecting the threat, or what is his rivalry with the another builder, or such some more details, then perhaps the police might have been able to get some further details which are called actionable details. Now, having this kind of a broad threat that you are under, you are likely to be assassinated or something. I don't know what is the precise nature, what threat he had received and what he had communicated. But it all depends upon how much he has shared with the police. And secondly, as I said again and again, after having a threat, he should not have exposed himself so openly in a manner where anybody can come close to him. So that itself shows that he was either not very serious about the threat which he had received, or he was more than confident in exposing himself. I would not say that it is a failure of law and order as such, because the police did take action against the possible threat, provided him with a person with a weapon, and tried to protect him in every possible manner. So that should be considered as a proper action against the possible assailants. And it will not be correct to say that it is a failure on the part of the police as such.
So you're saying that it doesn't look like there's a law and order failure in this case. You're saying that there was no actionable input that Baba Siddiqui had given to the police. But at the same time, does it not worry you that something so brazen should happen in a city like Mumbai, which is known for its law and order, which is known to be a safe city? All across the country, the way the headlines are being splashed, it clearly shows that questions are being raised about how the law and order situation really is.
Well, in this connection, I would like to recall, see, after the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi long ago, there was a Jain commission appointed by the government to inquire and find out and suggest various measures. Now, one of the important observations made by this Jain commission at that time was that all those persons who are protected, they must have very close coordination with the law enforcing agencies. That alone will ensure that such incidents do not recur. Because, number one, as I said, whatever instructions given by the police, they need to be observed, followed. Number two, whatever unusual is noticed or happening about the protectee, he also needs to share it immediately with the police so that counter actions can be taken. No, it's a business where all sides have to cooperate. It is not that just since there are police officers and policemen around you, you are safe. You are an important person where the threat is coming or where the threat is likely to result. And if that is so, it is in your own interest. In fact, it is in the interest of everyone. Like whether you are a say MLA or a minister or maybe chief minister or the prime minister, the instructions given to you by the security officers are for your own protection. You are not there to say that, no, no, I have no threat, or I will do whatever I feel like. That is not the appropriate action or appropriate, I would say, procedure. You have to look at it from the perspective of the officers also. If you do not cooperate, what can be done by the police officers? That is the issue. Mumbai has witnessed many other incidents also earlier. You remember the incident of when the British Consul General, he was shot dead when he was taking a turn in South Mumbai, and he was an Iranian fellow. He had done that. It seems that these incidents are likely to happen because you don't keep anybody and everybody under observation. These persons, these are the high risk targets. So they must take maximum precautions to also avoid any disclosure about their routine. That is my
So,
suggestion.
but considering that Mumbai in the last few years hadn't seen so much of gang activity, really, do you see this as a red flag that gangs or gang activities are likely to be coming up in the city? And if yes, how is the police force geared to tackle it? There was a point when Mumbai police force was known to have some officials who were extremely capable in handling the gangs and the law and order situation that emanated thereafter. But right now, do you see this as an upcoming threat? And if yes, how do you see the Mumbai police to be prepared for it?
Now, as you rightly pointed out, see, the stakes are very high. And not only Mumbai itself, the linkages are beyond Mumbai, maybe in other parts of the country, or even beyond the country also. And we do not really know, I mean, that whether the masters who have executed this task are in India or abroad. So the sharing of intelligence and coordination between various other countries, including some countries in Gulf and Southeast Asia or some other places also, plus the government of India and the state government, all they have to constantly share the intelligence to understand what kind of threats are coming, from where they are coming, where these weapons are coming from, who is providing them. Now, here it seems that persons were from UP, Haryana coming to Pune, being supplied with weapons, ammunition, and a lot of funds for it. It is not a day's job. It has been planned, I would say, maybe for months, if not more than that. And this is only an execution which we are witnessing today. So, given this kind of a scenario, I would say that certainly actionable intelligence is important. The illegal trade about drugs, illegal activities about the land mafias, they need to be focused, and stern action should be taken against all the concerned, irrespective of whether they are in X party or Y party or Z party. They have to be
So,
looked at as criminals who are going to disturb the peace and tranquility in the city.
at a time when, sir, the elections are just around the corner and such incidents clearly raise fear among the common citizens with respect to law and order, these are pertinent points you've raised about how the law enforcement agencies should track illegal, nefarious activities and take stern action against it. For now, thank you so much for joining this conversation. It has been an extremely crucial one where you've highlighted several points with respect to policing, with respect to the steps that should be taken in case of high risk targets as well, and how the police have dealt with this whole situation. Thank you, viewers, for watching this special podcast. With that, we wrap up this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.